Is that a ghost or a living child? So let's see what questions we have only on Paranormal, True or False. It is free to subscribe. Please subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Thank you. Is this door possessed? As this person is exploring these ruins, an abandoned area, suddenly the door behind him closes shut. Initially it startles him, and then he rushes forward and kicks it open. Just enough of a pause before he runs and kicks it open for someone to get away from that door. But then again, this could just be a scene from one of those cop shows where the cop runs forward and kicks the door in and then arrests the bad guy. So, ghost, bad guy, paranormal investigator, cop, your guess is as good as mine. And now I can't get that song Bad Guys out of my mind. Bad ghost, what you gonna do? Is this gurney possessed? At the back of the corridor there is a gurney, and a couple of people will walk in and out of this corridor, and everything seems like there's nothing going to happen, no big deal. Everybody's just doing their thing. This guy that just brought something will go back around behind that curtain, and another guy will come out behind this guy. The gurney moved. Did you see it? Well, they see and hear it, and the one person goes and gets somebody and brings that person back and says, hey, what's going on with that gurney? They talk about it, and it moves again, and it scares the crap out of them, and they run. And I would probably have the same reaction, and then I might turn around and go back and just check to make sure there's no strings on it. But I think this one might actually be real, or this is a movie set. But if this is real, can you imagine having to spend all of eternity with the only ability that you have is to push around the very gurney that you died on? And here we, the living, complain about being bored all the time. Is this a ghost child? So as this man is looking at his phone in his hands, suddenly behind him, what looks like a little boy starts walking towards him. This looks to me like a father waiting on his son to return from going to the bathroom over by that tree. Since the man is waiting on a path, it looks like they were just walking down that little trail there. OMG, people. This video, or series of videos, is all from CCTV Hostel Gate. And yeah, it's just a bunch of boys that will come in, sit in this hallway while there's somebody in a costume outside. I've actually fast-forwarded this so that you don't have to sit through so many minutes of this painful reenactment of what spooky should be. Yeah, that guy, he just walks back and forth between the two sides of the building. He'll walk across the street, which is more believable, and had he stayed across the street, it would have been more believable, but no, he'll come back over onto this side of the street. And so I just wanted to share this comedy relief with you. Yeah, I mean, we're used to people faking this stuff, but when it's so blatantly bad, it's like you're not even trying to do anything but a comedy routine, because it doesn't get any better. It just continues to have this person just walking back and forth in front of the doors. So he finally uses a blanket or a towel to get their attention. It works. They run out there. and they go see what's going on, and then they do this weird revolving door thing where they go out, come back in. So that got their attention. Now we're back inside. This really gets their attention and causes them to run away. Boom. There it is. Everything that's been torturing us for the past 2 minutes. So this might be a good video for 11 or 12-year-olds that might have made this. But if it's anybody older than that, please try for a comedic career and not a horror film career. Is this a shadow person? They will hear a knocking noise towards that doorway, but suddenly, fading into the screen, is this humanoid shape that his head is down around the doorway. When they flash the light over there, they see nothing. But for a split second, you see this faded in figure. I think this is an editing trick, and I'm going to show you how it was done. See on the right side a head-shaped blob? Well, that's my picture. I'm going to alter it to try and match their picture. So my picture is still there, but I've reduced its opacity so it's much more transparent. And now it's fading in just like that other one faded in. So I'll do it again without the opacity in my picture so that you can see my timing is almost the same as their timing. If I can replicate it with an editing trick, then that's how I know that it's fake, because I'm not that great of an editor. I'm not that great at drawing either, and you can tell that by the drawing that I made. This ghost is hiding in plain sight. On the left it appears to be a woman, on the right is 2 security guards. They have been sent out there because they're being told that there's somebody trespassing and they need to remove that person. But when they get out there, they claim they can't see anybody. So, and they'll keep communicating, and they're backing up because the person looking at the camera is telling them, no, back up, she's right there. And they're looking and they can't find her at all. They are literally waving their arms around, trying to touch her, trying to show, hey, she's not there. Is there a problem with the camera? But they're right there waving, saying she's not here. There's nothing here. And this goes on for a couple of minutes where they just keep, trying to wave their arms, trying to hit the person, and there's just nothing there. They are doing everything they can to communicate to the person that's watching the security cameras. There's nothing here. So it looked like that we have some fog, which is why it doesn't always look like the flashlight is touching the ground. It looks like it's elevated. So I don't know if this is a movie. I don't know if this is staged or set up. I haven't seen any debunking videos on this one yet. So I'm kind of inclined to believe that this might be real. And I don't think it's a bug on the lens. I think potentially that's a ghost right there. What banged on this door before opening it? At the far end of the courtyard, we see a door suddenly open. Who or what opened it? Is it the wind? Is it a vacuum? Or is it someone living or dead that opened it? So again, if this is a dead person, they have a very boring eternity. Is there a poltergeist in this kitchen? All of a sudden, a knife comes flying out of that nightstand and onto the floor. They then proceed to just put the camera on a tripod and leave the kitchen altogether. And the activity continues with the dryer or the washer door opening, cabinet doors opening. Is someone just using a string to open these things and move that knife earlier? I know, having made my own video about faking paranormal using strings, how easy it actually is to hide the string. And with those white cabinets, it's very easy to hide the fishing line. I think if I could come back as a poltergeist, that would be the one that I would want to be. Just wreak havoc and make noise. At least eternity would not be boring as a poltergeist. Let me know in the comments below, who would you haunt and where would you haunt? My answer is the White House and everyone that lives there, works there, except for children. Because that would be an interesting place to haunt. Are these shadow people? We will suddenly see shadow people peek around that door frame. I don't hear any footsteps of anybody running away from the scene, but this just looks like puppets to me. And we're watching a puppet show. But I'm not sure it might be real. It happens again in this room. Is there some type of animatronics happening? Some type of a rigging occurring? I don't know how he's doing it, other than maybe CG. You know, a little bit boring playing peekaboo for all of eternity, but it's better than gurney pushing. Is this a ghost child? When the camera pans to the right, it will pan down a corridor, and at the very end of that corridor, it looks like there's a shadow person. Is it a ghost of a child? Fortunately, this investigator does run down the hallway here and pan around, and we see that we're in a room, but it doesn't look like there's anybody in the room. Is this staged? Is this a hoax? What did we just see? Based on the height, it looks like the height of a child, around 10 years old, 11 years old. I can see how it could be staged. I could see how to recreate it, because obviously all they have to do is duck down out of sight of the camera to be able to pull this off. But is that what they did? Might be real. I'm glad I don't have to worry about spending all of eternity as a virgin. Who or what is this peeper? So different location, different channel, and it looks like at the end of this corridor we have a head that will peep out around the corner. So it is casting a shadow, so there is something there. So is the camera operator being tricked, or is the camera operator helping us be tricked? It looks like living flesh to me. Nope, I would not want to spend all of eternity playing peekaboo in an abandoned building. Same poltergeist, different day. So this time, apparently that metal jar there has already moved. She pans back and now we see the orange jar move. Now she pans around the kitchen here. I'm not sure if she heard something or if something else is moving over in that corner, but she moves over there and then pans back, and we see that the washer door is open, but then it closes. And then this chair that's right in front of us will slide away from her, and then the video will cut. Those hanging utensils are moving too, I didn't catch that. But I appreciate in this scene where everything is moving away from her. Nothing moves closer to her. But I did show how, in my How You Fake It Using String, the way that you rigged string so that you can move objects away from you. She probably bumped those utensils before she turned on the camera, or edited that part out Now she's used one string to pull that can down away from her. Now she's panning to the left and trying to show you the whole room to the left because she's ran the string behind her on the right. So now she's come over and she's going to make sure that that door gets into the line of sight with the camera, and she pulled that string. Now she's searching for the other string, that's why the camera's moving so much. She had to look away from the camera to grab that string. I know to look for that because I did the exact same thing when I was filming that using string video. The second you focus on the string instead of what you're filming, it messes up the filming. You can shop at echopearlcreations.com, which is the official website for Paranormal True or False. You can go to producerjimriley.com to learn more about the man that makes all the music for this channel. And again, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Remember to question everything. Thanks for watching Paranormal, True or False.